the style of my music is very hard to describe because I'm doing a lot of music that I heard from my childhood onwards, which is a lot. I mean, there's all sorts of styles. Some people might think that it's kind of classical music. I would always call it contemporary piano music. It has pieces of composed music in there, it has pieces of improvised music. There are pieces of hip-hop and techno elements in there, but there's also all sorts of very lyrical stuff in there. I was aware of the prepared piano not from the first time I played piano. I was mainly playing in rock bands and in hip-hop bands and in more rhythm-orientated music. And then at some point I wanted to do maybe electronic music with an acoustic instrument, with piano. And so I taped some light filters on between the hammers and the strings, and I created some hi-hat sounds with that. And so I was independent from timing, and I could actually use my fingers to play hi-hat, but at the same time I could play notes. And that was the first time where I felt like the piano somehow creates some very modern sounds. And from there onwards I started more and more to prepare all sorts of strings. And from there onwards I discovered so many people that are doing prepared piano in their own style. Like some of them are very atonal, like there's no melodies involved in there, it's very abstract. Others are working, especially in the jazz area, they work a lot with their hands and, you know, pluck strings and stuff like that. And I might sit somewhere in between, like where I'm having atonal and only abstract pieces, but then I have as well a waltz or a piece that sounds like a Chopin piece, or, you know, like more like a classical piano piece. Well, the most recent one is actually a bass drum that I create on the piano with a pickup mic that actually sits between the hammer and the string. That actually creates nearly like an 808 bass drum, and because I can use that, I can actually, as I said with the hi-hat sound, I was independent from any rhythm machine. Now I'm also independent in terms of the bass drum. I can play the bass drum whenever I want. I don't need any electronic instrument. That's very helpful because I'm very when I make spontaneous changes, I can do it just by my brain and not by any machine that I have to trigger. So in a way, I'm sitting between the chairs, but in this case it's very good to be between the chairs because I think it's necessary if you want to invent something new or fresh, you have to be in a kind of space that is not occupied so far, and maybe out of that there is a new style being created, and then maybe then there's a word for that what I'm doing, and you know, I'm then again in a category.